All right, last video for this unit, and this video is going to be sort of a summary of what to study and then some suggestions on how to study. All right, before we start, I want you to listen up. Okay, there is not an assignment for points associated with this specific lesson. This lesson is designed to give you ideas for activities that you can do that will help you study. I'm not going to be checking in on whether you've studied or not. Okay, the check on whether you've studied or not will be how well you do on the summative assessment, which remember goes in that 70% part of your grade. So this is a big deal. So even though I'm not collecting points for like, did you study? Did you do all these activities? I still recommend you do it because it's going to make the test a lot less stressful for you and ultimately much more successful. So here we go. For this test, you're going to have to do 4 things. You're going to have to know the meaning of the root CRED, which hopefully everybody's got this one by now. You're going to have to know the meanings of all the prefixes and suffixes that we went over in lesson 1. You're going to need to identify the parts of speech for each word. So you have to know if it's a noun or a verb or an adjective or an adverb. And lastly, you're going to have to fill in a sentence with the correct root word. Now, before we get into specific studying strategies, you may also at any time go back and watch any or all of the videos as many times as you want. But that shouldn't be your only study strategy. So we're going to go over some suggestions. If you have a better way of doing this, I am not going to judge you for doing it in a way that works for your brain, because my brain is not your brain and your brain is not my brain. And part of becoming an advanced learner is figuring out how you study best. But that said, I've got some suggestions. All right. So for our first objective, knowing the meaning of the root CRED. All right, hopefully this is the easiest one. We've been over it many times and it's just one little thing. But you should probably still practice it. Even if you think you know it, throw it in there. It's not gonna hurt to give it another go. So some study suggestions for this, and there's really just one, is to make a note card that has the root CRED on one side and then the meaning on the other side. All right, we've got blank note cards over on the shelf. Feel free to grab one and use it. All right, then mix it in with your prefixes and suffixes, which is what we're going to go over next, and then you'll quiz yourself. All right, yes, this is only one. All right, CRED means believe. Just remember that. But make yourself a card and quiz yourself on it anyway so you don't like panic on the day of the test. All right, the next objective is to know the meaning of each prefix and each suffix discussed in lesson 1. So, of course, you can go back to the video and watch it again because the information is there for you. And then kind of what I suggest you do with that is that you make some note cards. All right, use note cards that we have, cut out pieces of paper, whatever makes you happy. You put the prefix on one side and then the meaning on the other. And then quiz yourself. So you want to do it in both directions. So first, flip them all over to the meaning side and then try to say, oh, which suffix or which prefix goes with that, and flip it over, check yourself. And then do it the other way. Look at the affix, look at the prefixes and suffixes, try to say the meaning, and then flip it over and check. All right, make sure you can do it both ways, because if you can do it both ways, that means you've really got it. Objective 3, identify the parts of speech for each word. Okay, for this, you've got a couple choices. I suggest you make note cards because this is a good way of studying. You can either use the note cards you made after lesson 2 because this information is on there, or if you prefer, if like the act of writing another time really helps you, make note cards again. Put the word on one side and then put the part of speech on the other. So for CRED, for example, I would write the word CRED on one side, and then I'd flip it over and I would write noun. Okay, do that for all 6 words. And then again, quiz yourself. Look at each word and then try to say what part of speech it is. Say, okay, discredit. I know okay, that's a verb. And then I would flip it over and I would check and be like, yes, I got it correct. Or if I said that it was a noun, I would say, no, I do not have it correct. And then I would kind of put that one in a pile of ones that I don't know. All right, the other way to do it, and you kind of maybe want to do both of these, would be to sort your words into piles. So without looking at the part of speech side, just kind of spread all your words out on the table and sort them. Put all your nouns in a pile, put all your adjectives in a pile, put all your verbs in a pile, etc., etc., etc. All right, and then obviously flip it over and check yourself. Objective 4 is to fill in a sentence with the correct root word. All right, part of this is just knowing the definitions of the words. So use your note cards, again from lesson 2, look at the word and see if you can say in your head what that word means. All right, then flip it over. Also do the opposite. Look at the definition and see if you can say what word it is. So really know your words. And then the other part will be go back to the pretest and look at the sentences that you got wrong. And now with knowledge that you've gained, try to figure out which word goes in those sentences that you got wrong. And the ones you got right, what the heck, see if you could do it all over again and still get those correct. And then the last thing is to ask for help. All right, one thing I found very true about studying is that it's easier to do not by yourself. So think about, who can I ask for help? Obviously, you can always ask your teachers. That's what we're here for. All right, but don't discount the idea of asking a friend. All right, asking a parent or a guardian or a sibling, or somebody at BGC. Say, hey, will you help me? Will you quiz me? All right, hey, I don't understand this little bit. Ask somebody. All right, somebody is always there to help you. So please study, use these skills, ask us if you need help, and have a wonderful day.